Very good afternoon. You're watching the midday news on Rajya Sabha television. Here are the headlines. Rahul Gandhi tenders unconditional apology in Supreme Court in Rafale contempt case. Says attribution to Supreme Court order entirely unintentional and inadvertent. Seeks a closure of contempt proceedings against him. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed his poll rally in Fatehabad in Haryana. Says Pakistan now forced to take action against Masood Azhar. Prime Minister to also hold a rally in Kurukshetra. Supreme Court turns down plea against Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah. Says Election Commission already decided on the complaints of poll code violations. Plea filed by Congress MP Sushmita Dev. Two Naxals killed in encounter with security forces in Dantewada in Chhattisgarh. Arms and ammunition recovered from the spot. And a suicide blast outside a Sufi shrine in Pakistan's Lahore. 9 people, including 5 police personnel, killed. Over 25 injured. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan condemns the attack. First up, let's get you all the election-related news. All right, we'll get to you the election-related news later. First, let's get an update on Congress President Rahul Gandhi's unconditional apology in the Supreme Court in the Rafale contempt case. Today, he has tendered this unconditional apology for wrongfully attributing to the apex court his political jibe against Prime Minister in the Rafale verdict. In a fresh 3-page affidavit, Rahul Gandhi stated that such attributions were entirely unintentional, non-willful and inadvertent. The affidavit stated that he holds the Supreme Court in the highest esteem and respect. He urged the apex court to close the criminal contempt proceedings filed against him by BJP MP Meenakshi Lekhi. Earlier, Rahul Gandhi had filed affidavit saying that he regrets making the said comments against the Supreme Court. However, the Supreme Court asked for his complete apology for misquoting the apex court. And the Supreme Court today said that the deadline for the finalization of the Assam National Register of Citizens will not be extended beyond the 31st of July this year. A 2-judge bench headed by the Chief Justice also gave a free hand to the Assam NRC coordinator dealing with the claims and objections of persons against wrong exclusion or inclusion of citizens in the NRC. This after the coordinator informed the bench that many people who had objected to the inclusion of certain individuals in the draft NRC are not coming forward before the panels which are dealing with such complaints. The draft Assam NRC was published in July last year, in which the names of 2.89 crore of the 3.29 crore people were included. And now let's get to the election-related news. The Supreme Court today refused to hear a plea seeking action against Prime Minister Narendra Modi and BJP President Amit Shah for alleged poll code violations. The plea was filed by Congress MP Sushmita Dev. The 2-judge bench allowed the petitioner to file a fresh plea against various Election Commission orders, rejecting the complaints of Model Code of Conduct violations by PM Modi and Amit Shah during campaigning. Meanwhile, talking of the campaigning ahead of 6th phase of Lok Sabha elections, Prime Minister Modi is campaigning in Haryana today and addressing a poll rally in Fatehabad in the state. Prime Minister Modi said that before 2014, central government only gave statements in response to the terror attacks. But his government gave a befitting reply to the terrorists by surgical strikes and airstrikes. Targeting the Congress party, PM Modi said that Pakistan is now forced to act against Masood Azhar during his government's rule. But the Congress failed to achieve this during their rule. He said that the Congress and its allies never spoke about national security. He added that no nation can become a superpower without strengthening its defense.
आतंकवाद से देश की रक्षा होनी चाहिए कि नहीं होनी चाहिए? देश की रक्षा होनी चाहिए। इससे कैसे निपटेंगे? सपा बसपा के पास कोई फॉर्मूला है क्या? सपा बसपा के लोग इस पूरे चुनाव में एक बार भी आतंकवाद बोले हैं? मोदी को 100 गाली दी, आतंकवाद के खिलाफ 10 गाली बोले हैं क्या? आज मोदी का प्रचार वो परिवार कर रहा है जिसके बेटे मातृभूमि की रक्षा के लिए खड़े हैं, जिन्हें बुलेट प्रूफ की जरूरत थी मोदी ने पहुंचा दिया, जिसे हथियार की जरूरत थी मोदी ने पहुंचा दिया। उस जवान बेटे के मां बाप मोदी के लिए दुआ मांग रहे हैं। आज सभी एक मत होकर कह रहे हैं कि महामिलावटी लोगों, सारी कोशिश कर लो, लेकिन आएगा तो
And BJP Chief Amit Shah addressed a public rally in Dhanbad in Jharkhand, and speaking at the rally, Amit Shah said that national security is the top priority for the BJP government. He said that the BJP has done a lot of developmental work for Jharkhand, including a new All India Institute of Medical Sciences and also new airports in Jamshedpur, Devghar, Dumka and Bokaro.
22 लाख किसानों को किसान सम्मान निधि मिला है। बाबा नगरी देवधर में एम्स की शुरुआत की है। जमशेदपुर, देवधर, दुमका, बोकारो में नया एयरपोर्ट बनाया है। रांची में कैंसर अस्पताल की शुरुआत हुई है। पर पतरातू में 4000 मेगावाट का बिजली का कारखाना बिठाया है। हजारीबाग, पलामू और दुमका में मेडिकल कॉलेज बनाकर छात्रों को डॉक्टर बनाने की शुरुआत की है। 20,000 किसानों को प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना का फायदा देने का काम ये नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार।
News from West Bengal now, where the convoy of West Bengal BJP chief Dilip Ghosh and Assam Finance Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma was attacked in East Midnapur on Tuesday evening. Neither Ghosh nor Sarma were injured, but 2 vehicles were damaged because of the stones that were thrown at the convoy. The attack took place at around 6:30 p.m. when the two BJP leaders were on their way to Khejuri under Kanti Lok Sabha constituency to canvass for BJP's candidate Debashish Samanta. Now, police has detained 4 people and is investigating the incident. The BJP has accused the TMC for the attack. However, the ruling party in West Bengal has rubbished the allegations and claimed that the attack could have been perpetrated by CPIM-sheltered anti-socials. Meanwhile, a BJP delegation will meet the Election Commission on this issue. And the Election Commission has ordered re-polling in 188 polling booths of the West Tripura parliamentary constituency. The re-polling is scheduled for the 6th phase of Lok Sabha elections on 12th of May. Now, this seat has a total of 1,679 polling booths. And Election Commission's special observer for Tripura had recommended re-polling in some of the polling stations on the ground that the poll process was vitiated due to massive booth capturing and false voting. Tripura West parliamentary seat had recorded over 81% of the voter turnout when the constituency went to polls on 11th of April. And the New Delhi Lok Sabha constituency will see a triangular fight this time, with all the three major parties, the BJP, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party, fielding candidates here. Our correspondent Ankur Srivastava brings us this report.
Right now, I'm standing in the heart of New Delhi. The seat is a prestigious one, with most parties wanting to win here. In this election, the fight is triangular between the BJP, Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party.
Beautiful colonial buildings, tall skyscrapers, well-planned residential colonies and the Connaught Place market. This is Lutyens, Delhi. The area is part of the New Delhi Lok Sabha constituency that is made up of mostly the upper middle class and middle class families. Even though it seems that all basic facilities are available in this area, but vehicle parking and poor sewage systems have emerged as issues.
मैं यहाँ 30 सालों से रह रही हूँ। यहाँ सब समस्या बस सिर्फ पार्किंग की है और सीवरेज की है।
हमारी कुछ एरिया यहाँ है कलाली बाग मस्जिद कंपाउंड गोल मार्केट, न वहाँ बिजली की सुविधाएं न पानी की सुविधाएं, कोई सरकारी सुविधाएं नहीं मिल रही और काफ़ी परहेज करते रहते हैं।
Sarojini Nagar, a key business and residential area, is part of the New Delhi Lok Sabha constituency. The huge footfall of tourists and shoppers compounds the problems of residents here.
मैं यहाँ पर काफ़ी सालों से आ रही हूँ और ये बहुत अच्छी जगह है और वेरी रीज़नेबल, और यहाँ के लोग भी ठीक है, मतलब सेफ फील करती हूँ, मतलब कोई इनसिक्योरिटी नहीं लगती मुझे।
The Election Commission has run special campaigns to increase voter awareness in this area, particularly about the use of VVPAT machines this time around.
जो VVPAT मशीन जो अब आई है उससे बहुत अच्छा फैसला होगा, क्योंकि जो लोग बटन दबाते थे उसमें ये पता नहीं चलता था कि किसको हमारा वोट जा रहा है। जो प्रिंट आउट निकल के आएगा उससे भारत के भविष्य के फैसले में हमें बहुत सहयोग मिलेगा। प्रत्येक व्यक्ति को ये पता चलेगा कि हमने अपना जो वोट दिया है किस सरकार को दिया है।
वोट देना बहुत ज़रूरी है हर नागरिक के लिए, हर देशवासी के लिए, क्योंकि ये भारत का भविष्य है, आने वाला कल। कहते हैं हम विकास की ओर जा रहे हैं। सभी लोगों को वोट का, अपना मत का प्रयोग करना चाहिए, वोट देना चाहिए। जिसको जो अच्छा लगता है उस नेता को वोट देना चाहिए।
The New Delhi constituency is made up of 10 assembly segments including Karol Bagh, Moti Nagar, Patel Nagar, Delhi Cantonment, Rajendra Nagar, New Delhi, Kasturba Nagar, Malviya Nagar, RK Puram and Greater Kailash. BJP has nominated its sitting MP Meenakshi Lekhi from the seat, while Congress's Ajay Makan and Aam Aadmi Party's Brijesh Goyal are engaged in a contest with her. Ankur Srivastav's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And we'll slip into a very short break here. News and updates continue on the other side of the break as well. Stay tuned.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Standing at the center of Quwwatul Islam Mosque inside the historic Qutub complex, this iconic iron pillar gives us a glimpse of Delhi's tryst with the kingdom and its supremacy. This iconic pillar bears an inscription written in a later form of Brahmi script of Ashokan time. The inscription on the pillar talks about the victory of a great king, defeating his enemies from the expanse of areas between what is now Bengal to Punjab. The pillar is 7 meters tall and is 1 meter below the ground with diameter of 48 centimeters at the foot, getting slender at the top, measuring 29 centimeters. Weighing approximately 6.5 tons, the pillar was manufactured by forged welding and has not rusted ever since. As per the popular folklores, Delhi's Rajput king Anandpal Tomar gave this land a name based on this pillar. The story goes that King Anandpal Tomar was told by a sage that this pillar is immovable and rested on a hood of a serpent king, Vasuki. Out of sheer curiosity, Tomar decided to check the ground beneath the pillar and surprisingly, he indeed found the pillar resting on the head of a serpent king. In an awe of what he has seen, Tomar bowed to the land and ordered to install the pillar back. The pillar could be fixed back firmly and remained loose, dhila as we call it in Hindi. It was here Delhi got the first variant of his name, Delhi, the land whose soil is loose.
Welcome back after the break. A big story coming in from Dantewada, where 2 Naxals, including a woman, has been killed in an encounter with the security forces in Chhattisgarh's Dantewada district early this morning. Today, the incident took place at around 450 kilometers from the state capital Raipur at a forest along the border of Dantewada Sukma district.
आज सुबह जिला दंतेवाड़ा एवं सुकमा के सीमावर्ती इलाका में गोंदेरास जंगल में एक मुठभेड़ हुई। इसमें डीआरजी एसटीएफ के जवान के साथ माओवादी के साथ मुठभेड़ हुई। सर्चिंग के पश्चात एक महिला नक्सली की डेड बॉडी, एक इंसास राइफल, एक 12 बोर वेपन और काफ़ी बड़ी संख्या में माओवादी के कैंपिंग मटेरियल्स और अन्य सामग्री मिला है। अभी आसपास इलाके में लगातार भी फोर्स सर्चिंग कर रहा है।
An update on a cyclone Phoni. The death toll in Odisha due to the cyclone has now risen to 37, and residents of Odisha continue to battle the aftermath of the extremely severe cyclonic storm Phoni, which ravaged 14 districts along the Odisha coast last week. Cyclone Phoni has affected more than 1 crore 48 lakh people in 155 blocks of the state. The tropical cyclone, the strongest to hit Odisha in the last 2 decades, also damaged 5.8 lakh houses. People continue to live in temporary camps or are locked in their homes without basic amenities such as water, electricity and mobile connectivity. Meanwhile, Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik on Tuesday wrote to Union Minister Prakash Javadekar urging him to postpone the JEE Advanced 2019 online registration by 10 days as mobile and data connectivity has been disrupted in the state due to the cyclone. Union Minister and BJP leader Dharmendra Pradhan on Tuesday also visited the cyclone-hit areas to take stock of the situation.
Present 14 number of districts have been affected. Total 1 crore 48 lakhs people have also been affected. 155 number of blocks, 51 number of urban local bodies have also been affected. The maximum number of damage has been to the houses. Almost 5.8 lakhs houses have been damaged. And till now we have got the official report of 37 number of casualties. 14 districts almost except Khordha and Puri and Cuttack, some portion of Cuttack. Almost all the districts have been restored fully, and these 3 districts have been badly affected. But Energy Department has taken all out efforts. They are doing day in and day out for restoring electricity.
News from Maharashtra now. Well, the centre has released a fresh installment of 2,160 crore rupees to the Maharashtra government for taking drought mitigation measures. The total central assistance received so far in the state is now at 4,248.59 crore rupees. In October, the state government had declared a drought in 151 of the 358 tehsils, which makes nearly half the state. In Marathwada, the worst hit region, water levels in 8 of the 9 reservoirs have hit zero. Water reserves across Maharashtra have plummeted to an alarming 19%, leading to a fourth drought in the past 6 years. Aurangabad region is the worst hit in the state with just 5.14% of water left as against 28.2% last year. Second is Nagpur, where only 10.17% of water has been left as against 15.91% the previous year. And in Nashik region as well, only 17.78% water is left as against 32.66% last year. And the government has approved the lowering of the NEET post-graduation cutoff by 6 percentile for the year 2019-20. Now, with this, the general category candidates with a minimum of 44 percentile marks and persons with the disabilities category with a minimum 39 percentile marks, and the SCs and STs and OBC category candidates at 34 percentile will now become eligible for admission to the postgraduate courses for the academic year 2019-20. The decision was taken by the Health Ministry in consultation with the Medical Council of India, or the MCI. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu met with a delegation from the NGO Saksham today. The delegation, led by Dr. Sukumar, met Vice President Naidu at his residence, and Vice President Naidu expressed his happiness at the meeting with the delegation and lauded them for their work that they are doing for the welfare of the disabled. He said that their service and contribution is a matter of great inspiration for all. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu will embark on a 4-day official visit to Vietnam from Thursday. He will hold one-on-one talks with the top leadership of the country, including the country's Prime Minister and the Vice President. He is also scheduled to address the Indian community in Hanoi and pay tributes to the martyrs at the National Monument of Heroes and Martyrs. During the high-level talks, the Vice President and his hosts are expected to discuss a wide range of issues, including trade and investment, opportunities in oil and gas sectors, and cooperation in defense and space technologies. Big story coming in from Pakistan, where at least 9 people, including 5 police officers, were killed in a suicide blast near a shrine in Lahore. The blast targeted a van carrying police officers outside the Data Darbar Shrine, the largest Sufi shrine in South Asia. 25 people are also reported to be injured. However, so far, no one has claimed responsibility for the blast. And South Africa is voting today to elect its National Assembly and provincial legislatures in each of its 9 provinces. This is the 6th election since 1994, when apartheid in the country ended and Nelson Mandela-led African National Congress came to power in country's first multiracial ballot. President Cyril Ramaphosa, who took over from Jacob Zuma in December 2017, is trying to retain his position. The ANC has won every parliamentary election since 1994, but saw its share of vote fall in 2014 as economic growth faltered and corruption scandals multiplied. A record 48 political parties are contesting in these general elections in South Africa. And that is the wrap on this edition of Midday News. Thanks for watching.